to another episode of Inside Eastern Utah. I'm your host, Scotty Draper, and we are here today to talk about a project that is looking to beautify the entryways into Carbon County, specifically Price City with the exits. And we are talking with Hanna Smith today, as well as Commissioner Casey Hopes. They represent the Beautification Committee that is under the Economic Development for Carbon County. So thank you both for joining me today.
Thank you, Scotty.
It's great to be here.
This project has been in the works for a while. Can you tell me a bit about how the idea came about and kind of what it entails?
Well, I think when we set up these committees, one of them was basically beautification, and we really wanted to put a facelift on our community. And we've been providing energy for the state and for other states for years and years, and now it's time to put maybe a little bit of makeup on and show people that we're more than just the energy that we produce. And so that was, as a committee, we sat down and we talked about several projects, and we have several projects that we want to do, but this was the one that we thought we would kick off with.
Well, it's been talked about for years, as all of us know, and as you said earlier before we started your campaign, people asked you repeatedly about dressing up our entryways in our community, and we've tried over the years and haven't been successful. And this wasn't really easy, Casey. Probably took us 2 years. Run into some oppositions, but nonetheless, we have a finished product out there that I think we're pretty proud of. And I know there's other enhancements that's going to go into that.
Certainly.
Just here in the near future, we can talk about that as well.
Yes, and beautification, it can be costly, but I think people might not realize the impact it might have. We drive past these things every day and we might not think twice about them, but visitors that are coming down the road, that's their first impression of Carbon County, of Price City, and I think the committee has realized how important those first impressions are.
Truly, I think it will pay off in the long run economically. As we talked earlier also, Roger Brooks, the consultant, the world-renowned consultant, which is here in our community, I talked to him a couple of years ago about the benefits of this type of enhancement, and he said, absolutely, it will pay off tenfold. But he said, I said, what do you think about ours? And he said, it honestly looks like no one cares inside of Price City, inside of Carbon County. So we truly knew that we picked the right project to start with.
And certainly many people care because there's many people involved in this project. It's a big undertaking. And can you tell me a bit about what the first phase of the project was? Because that just got underway at exit 240 by Castleview Hospital. It looks great so far. So can you tell us a bit about that?
Well, the first project was basically just to dress up that first entryway into our community. So we, like Kathy said, for several years we tried different approaches at it. And we tried several different designs. There was talks about putting some greenery on and different things. And everything, because of cost, we ended up scaling it back for the needs right now. It doesn't mean we can't add some of those things later, but we gathered all the partners we could at the time and pulled together a project that we think that turned out really quite well. It does, there will be some signage that will go on there that will enhance what's going on there. And that was just the first phase. We do have 4 quadrants on there that we would like to address. We're already gathering partners and building coalitions to try and finish the 4 quadrants on that one, and then we'll move over to another one.
That's exactly right. It is costly, but we were lucky enough that we raised $68,000 approximately for the project. Wow. It will sit in a fund until we need the rest of the money, but all we've used to date is 17,000, I think, approximately.
It's close to that, yeah.
And so we really did it way under budget. Some people have said that we've spent lots more, but we have not. And we have proof to show that. We keep very good track of it through the CDC of Price City. So we're pleased that we came under our budget and still have a nice project. What you'll see here real soon, I believe, is USU will put up a really nice sign saying "Welcome to Price," as well as Ralph Keel from Metalworks.
Yes.
You know him. He's got a dinosaur sculpture out at his property that he's going to donate.
Oh,
the value of that is about $1,000. So I think you're going to see some things pop out there as well as what's just gone on. And as Casey said, we can add to that later on down the road. But right now, I think we feel pretty proud of what we've done, and a few more extras to that. It will really be a nice looking entry into our city.
Yes, and I think the important thing to note here is that it is not just a county project. It's not just a Price City or a private entity. It's really the community coming together, and multiple entities are coming together to make it possible.
Oh,
Absolutely. And that's one thing we've identified in our economic development study that was recently released is that the government isn't going to change things, the private sector isn't going to change things, but if we can come together and work together, and this is a perfect project to show the collaboration between private and public. We had multiple contractors, Kathy will go through the list here in just a minute, that donated materials and time. We had USU Eastern that donated trucking. We had Price City that came in and partnered with this, and the county that partnered with it, and local businesses that donated money to Castleview Hospital. There was a number of people that came together, and what they could pitch in, they pitched in. We had two competing contractors hauling material for the project on their dime to help the project go, and that's what kept our costs so low, is we had collaboration and people working together because they saw the value and the need to give our community a little bit of a facelift.
I think that's what really kept us going. When you looked at the variation of committee members, as you said, competing construction companies, none of us thought about that when we sat at that table together, that we compete with each other outside of that room. And so that in itself drove me to say, this is a worthy project. Look who we've got sitting at the table. And it was such a good cross-section of people that it truly, that because of them, it happened. Do you care if we just mention those
Yes, of
people's names? I
course.
think it's worthy
They
that we
deserve
do
some
that.
recognition.
Cheryl Lupo, Daniel Campbell, Derek Richards, Gary Nilsson, Greg Dart, Janie Campbell, Jason Franson, Chancellor Joe Peterson, Kurt McFarland, Mike Miles with UDOT, Shannon Hughley, Kathy Walton, Mark Collio, Commissioner Hopes, and myself. I hope I haven't left anybody out, Casey.
No.
But that's such a good cross-section of people that saw the value in such a great project. It made it happen.
And they were really it was community centered. No one was going after their own interests.
No.
I mean, no one was benefiting but the community as a whole, and that's what
right.
everyone was
That's right.
thinking of. And these partnerships are obviously going to be important moving forward. What are some of the plans for the near future?
Do you want to talk about that? We talked about it earlier on, too.
Yeah, well, we have, like we said, 4 other quadrants to do, but the Beautification Committee has also identified some other projects. We're a college town, but we haven't ever showed ourselves that we're a college town. Well, to state that, a university town.
There you go.
I think we need to start highlighting and beautifying that pathway to the university to say, hey, we are USU Eastern. And this is our home.
The pride.
This is
Show
their
the
home.
pride.
Start showing the pride. So when people start coming into the community, they can see when we start recruiting students, they can come in and go, wow, this community really knows or embraces the university. So I think that's one project that was identified, as well as the other exits.
The overpass, we talked about that. When it comes under construction, we have, our radar's been on that for a long time. When we started this, is how we can enhance that overpass. And as you know, UDOT's
Which overpass is
on
that?
100 North.
Okay.
And UDOT's going to do a reconstruction of that. So we can enhance that. Price City has said that they're going to do some things as well. So Casey's right. And the college has been wonderful. They're going to jump in as well on this enhancement and the pathway to the college, as we call it. And so, yeah, that main corridor is what we plan to continue focusing on and enhancing.
Yes, the university has really become invested in this community
absolutely.
and really done all they can to help. So, what can people expect for timeline for some of these projects to be done? Is that set in stone yet, or is it still a work in progress?
I think it's still kind of a work in progress as we have time and money. One thing that kept the cost down was that we used some of our local employees. So the road shop came out and did a lot of the work. And we have busy seasons and we have lull seasons where we're not as busy. We still have lots to do, but being able to peck away at it over time is our strategy right now. If we start getting greater returns on the money, then maybe we can start putting it out to some of our local contractors for bid, different things like that. But for right now, we're going to peck away at it until our economy starts picking up, and then we'll move forward at a greater pace.
Fantastic.
I would just like to say a shout out to Carbon County because they really did take the lead on this project. Casey, you never backed off of it. Your road department, Daniel Campbell, never backed off of it. And so because of you guys, it really got done. You took and made the design, provided a lot of the product, and worked it in, as you said, between all your other projects. And so hats off to Carbon County for understanding the value of this project.
Yes. And obviously there's a lot of people involved, but there can never be too many hands with projects like these, especially with all you have planned in the future. How do people get involved either with this beautification committee or with specific projects?
I think what I'd like to say is that everyone needs to take pride in their own property.
Yes, it starts at home.
It starts at home. And I've seen a little bit of a lack of that, but I think we need to pick it up, and sometimes it's contagious. So hopefully this project will spread.
Oh, certainly. If my neighbor's lawn is greener than mine, you know it's
I'll
on.
be darned. That's
It
not
is
going to happen.
on.
It is on. So we're hoping that maybe being a little bit of a competitive edge there, that everyone will understand that what we're trying to do will enhance not only themselves, but the entire community of Carbon County. So sense of pride by all of us, businesses, individuals. When you see a piece of garbage on the ground, pick it up. When you see a weed, pull it. Don't think it's always somebody else's job, because it's all of our job together collectively.
And I think that mindset has been a hindrance before. But that's the county's job. That's the city's job. That's what they hire people for.
Yeah.
But it really is going to take a community-wide effort to make that difference.
Like what you said, it starts at home.
Yes.
Like a lot of things do.
Certainly. So is there anything else that you want people to keep on their radar with the work that's been going on, or that you want people to know before we let you go?
Well, just if we could say a shout out to our sponsors as well. And when we say shop at home, we really mean that, because these people are local businesses that have given to us and given cash, given sweat equity. But Walmart, Johnson Appraisal, Chancellor Joe Peterson, Emory Telecom, Dinosaur Tire, Dugout Coal Mine, Castleview Hospital, Nelco Construction, Nielsen Construction, Spraywise, Matt Wise, Jones and DeMille, Ward's Landscaping, Carbon County, Price City. Hope I haven't left anybody out, Casey.
Yeah.
I think
There's
that's
a lot
pretty
of
good
hands,
list.
but
And
that's
if,
a good
if
list.
not, obviously we're going to do more projects, and we're going to keep working with the community. So if there are other people that want to start helping with this, or donate, or just clean up your property, or help with the facelift, let's get started. Let's keep this momentum. There are a lot of good things happening in our community right now, and let's just keep joining forces and make it happen.
Exactly.
Great. Well, I appreciate you two taking some time with us, and for all the work you're doing for the community. It's really great, and I think it is just amazing how many people are coming together and really seeing the potential and working to get to that next level.
Thank you, Scotty, and your company as well, because you've stepped up to the plate as well to make this project come together.
Well, we are happy to do it, and we're excited to see what the future holds. It sounds like exciting things.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And stay tuned. We're going to be back in a few minutes with Miss Carbon County. She is on the road to competition, and we're going to talk to her and see what that has been like over the past year. So stay tuned.